Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever sent one message and wished you could take it back just 5 seconds later? One message, and suddenly a relationship changes. Have you ever lost your temper just once, and after that, people never looked at you the same way again? One moment of anger, and years of effort disappear. Or maybe you reacted too fast, spoke without thinking, acted on emotion, and then carried regret for months or even years. If your answer is yes, you are not weak. You are human. But today, I want you to see something clearly, not emotionally, but clearly. Most people believe their pain comes from what others do. From what someone said, what someone posted, what someone ignored. But here is the uncomfortable truth. You are not hurt by what happened. You are hurt by how you reacted. Think about it carefully. That argument that destroyed a friendship, was it really the words they said, or was it the way you exploded? That relationship that ended, was it really the mistake, or was it the reaction that followed? The world provokes you every single day. People criticize you, disrespect you, misunderstand you, and test your patience. But the moment you react without awareness, something dangerous happens. The world provokes, you react, and you lose power. Not slowly. Not maybe. Immediately. When you react emotionally, you give control away. You let someone else decide how you feel, how you speak, and how you act. Without realizing it, you become what I call an emotional puppet. Someone pulls a string, and you move. Someone presses a button, and you explode. Someone ignores you, and your mood collapses. You are awake, but not alive. You are present, but not in control. This is how people lose their peace without noticing. Not through big disasters, but through small reactions repeated every day. A rude comment online. A cold message. A disrespectful tone. A moment of silence that feels like rejection. Each time you react without thinking, you pay a price. You lose dignity. You lose clarity. You lose respect. And slowly, you lose yourself. Here is something important you must understand. Fast reactions feel powerful. They feel honest. They feel real. But they are not strength. They are impulses. And impulses are easy to control. Strong people are not the loudest ones. They are not the fastest to reply. They are not the ones who always defend themselves. Strong people pause. They breathe. They choose. Because they know something most people never learn. Your reaction is your responsibility, even when the situation is unfair, especially when the situation is unfair. This is why two people can face the same insult, and one loses everything, while the other loses nothing. Same words, same moment, different reaction, and different destiny. This video is not here to teach you how to be quiet. It is here to teach you how to be free. Free from emotional traps. Free from regret. Free from giving your power to people who don't deserve it. And while you listen, something else is happening. You are training your English. Short sentences. Clear meaning. Calm rhythm. You are not only learning how to think better. You are learning how to speak with control. Because the way you speak reflects the way you think. And the way you think shapes your life. So listen slowly and let the words sink in. Because this is the truth that changes everything. The moment you react without awareness, you hand your power to someone else. And in the next part, you will understand why this happens inside your brain and how you can stop it before it destroys your peace. Stay with me. Now let's slow down and understand what is really happening inside your brain when you react. Because once you see this clearly, you will stop blaming yourself. You are not weak. You are not broken. Your brain is simply doing what it was designed to do, but in the wrong environment. Inside your brain, there are two very important systems. The first one is called the amygdala. Think of it as your emotional alarm system. Its job is simple. Protect you. When it senses danger, disrespect, threat, or rejection, it reacts fast. Very fast. Fight. Flight. Freeze. No thinking. Just survival. The second system is the prefrontal cortex. This is the part of your brain responsible for logic, reasoning, self-control, and wise decision-making. This is the part that helps you pause, think, and choose your response carefully. Here is the problem. The amygdala is faster than the prefrontal cortex. Much faster. When something triggers you emotionally, a rude comment, a disrespectful tone, an unfair accusation, the amygdala takes over instantly. Scientists call this an amygdala hijack. When that happens, your rational brain goes offline. Not permanently, but temporarily. In that moment, you are not thinking. You are reacting. Your body is flooded with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart rate increases. Your breathing changes. Your muscles tighten. And your mind narrows. That is why, after reacting, people often say, "I don't know what came over me," or "that wasn't really me." And they are right. It wasn't their best self. It was their survival brain in control. This is also why intelligent people still say stupid things when they are angry. Intelligence lives in the prefrontal cortex. But when it goes offline, intelligence doesn't matter. Now here is the important part, and this is where your power begins. Science shows that the amygdala cannot stay in control forever. It burns fast. If you pause for just 5 to 10 seconds, your prefrontal cortex starts to come back online. That small pause allows blood flow to return to the thinking part of your brain. Logic slowly replaces impulse. Awareness replaces emotion. Control replaces chaos. This is why a simple pause changes everything. Not because it is magical, but because it is biological. When you pause, you are not suppressing emotion. You are allowing your brain to rebalance. You are giving your rational mind time to wake up. Most people never learn this. Instead, they build a dangerous habit. Reacting fast becomes automatic. Not because of personality, but because of repetition. The brain learns patterns. If you always react instantly, your brain wires that response. Over time, reaction feels natural. Pause feels uncomfortable. Silence feels weak. But that is not who you are. That is what you trained. Think about an office conflict. Your manager criticizes you unfairly in front of others. Your amygdala hears threat. Your body heats up. Your mind screams, "Defend yourself now." If you react immediately, you interrupt, raise your voice, explain aggressively. The room becomes tense. Your image changes. Even if you were right, you lose credibility. Later, alone, your rational brain returns and you think, "I should have handled that differently." But by then, the damage is done. Or think about a family argument. Someone brings up an old wound. A sensitive topic. Your amygdala does not know time. It thinks the past is happening again. You react as if you are still hurt, still unsafe. You raise your voice. You say things you don't mean. The argument explodes. And hours later, when calm returns, regret arrives. Here is the truth that sets you free. You don't react because you are weak. You react because you were never taught to pause. Nobody taught you how to work with your brain instead of fighting it. Nobody explained that emotions are signals, not commands. Once you understand this, you can start training a new response. The pause becomes your superpower. 5 seconds. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. That is enough to interrupt the hijack. Enough to bring your thinking brain back. Enough to choose dignity over impulse. And this is not just about peace. This is about growth. Every time you pause instead of reacting, you strengthen the connection between awareness and control. You are literally rewiring your brain. You are teaching it that you are safe even when you don't react. Over time, calm becomes natural. Control becomes familiar. Power becomes quiet. This is why slowing your reaction speeds up your growth. Because growth does not happen in emotional chaos. It happens in clarity. And clarity only appears when the mind is calm. In the next part, you will learn how silence and non-reaction become visible strength, not weakness, and how calm people gain respect without saying much at all. Stay with me. At this point, you may be thinking, if I don't react, doesn't that mean I'm weak? This is the biggest misunderstanding about silence. Silence is not weakness. Silence is self-control. And self-control is one of the rarest forms of power in the modern world. Let's make this very clear. There are 3 levels of response when something triggers you. The first level is reaction. You speak immediately. You defend yourself. You explode. And when you react, you lose. You lose clarity. You lose dignity. You lose control. The second level is argument. You stay in the conversation, trying to explain, trying to win, trying to be right. This feels smarter than reacting, but it still drains you. Arguments consume energy, time, and focus. You may feel justified, but you feel tired. The third level is pause. You slow down. You breathe. You choose silence. And when you pause, you rise. You keep your energy. You keep your power. You keep your peace. Strong people are not silent because they are afraid. They are silent because they are disciplined. They know that not every situation deserves a response, and not every emotion deserves a voice. Silence is not avoidance. It is strategy. Now let's talk about how to practice this in real life. The first skill is the 5-second breath. When something triggers you, do not speak immediately. Inhale slowly through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this once or twice. 5 seconds is enough. This breath is not about calming down magically. It is about creating space between the trigger and your response. In that space, your thinking brain comes back online. In that space, you regain choice. The second skill is naming the emotion. This is powerful and simple. Inside your mind, say the word. Anger, fear, shame, disappointment, frustration. When you name the emotion, you stop being the emotion. You become the observer. Research shows that labeling emotions reduces their intensity. You are not denying what you feel. You are understanding it. And understanding creates control. The third skill is the delay response rule. This rule saves relationships, careers, and reputations. When the situation is emotional, do not respond immediately. Give yourself time. 10 minutes if it is small. 1 hour if it is sensitive. 1 day if it is serious. Time gives you perspective. What feels urgent now often feels small later. Many messages do not need a reply at all. And many conflicts solve themselves when you do nothing. Let's look at a social media example. Someone posts something negative about you. Your name is mentioned. People are watching. Your ego screams, defend yourself now. If you react immediately, you write an emotional reply. Screenshots are taken. Drama grows. Your peace disappears. But if you pause, breathe, and wait, something interesting happens. The emotion cools. You see the situation more clearly. You realize that responding will only give attention to something that doesn't deserve it. Silence protects your image better than any argument ever could. Now think about a workplace situation. A colleague speaks to you in a disrespectful tone during a meeting. Everyone hears it. Your body reacts. Your mind wants to fight back. Instead of reacting, you pause. You breathe. You say calmly, I need time to think about that. Or, let me get back to you. Or even, I don't think this is the right moment to discuss this. These sentences are simple, but powerful. They stop the conflict without escalating it. They show control, not fear. This is where English becomes a tool for strength, not just communication. Practice these sentences. I need time to think. Let me get back to you. I choose not to engage. These phrases are not passive. They are boundaries. They give you time. They protect your energy. And they sound confident, not emotional. Silence also trains patience. In relationships, silence prevents damage. When emotions run high, words become weapons. Many relationships are destroyed not by problems, but by the words spoken in heated moments. Silence allows feelings to pass without creating wounds that take years to heal. You can always speak later. You can never take words back. Remember this. Silence does not mean you accept disrespect. It means you refuse to lower yourself to chaos. You are not ignoring the problem. You are choosing the right moment to address it, or choosing not to at all. Both are signs of strength. Strong people understand something very important. Energy is limited. Every argument costs energy. Every reaction costs energy. And energy spent on noise is energy stolen from growth. When you protect your silence, you protect your future. This is why silence feels uncomfortable at first. Your brain is used to reacting. Your ego is used to being heard. But with practice, silence becomes natural. Calm becomes familiar. And people begin to treat you differently. Not because you speak louder, but because you speak less and mean more. Here is the truth you must remember. Silence is not the absence of power. It is power under control. And in the next part, you will learn how to decide what truly deserves your energy and what you must walk away from without guilt. Stay with me. At this stage, you already understand how reactions work and how silence gives you control. Now we go one level deeper. This part is not about holding yourself back. It is about living smart. Because real power is not just about controlling reactions. It is about protecting your energy. Here is the truth most people never think about. Your energy is limited. Every day, you wake up with a certain amount of mental and emotional energy. When it's gone, it's gone. And how you spend it determines the quality of your life. When you react to everything, argue with everyone, explain yourself to people who don't want to understand, your energy leaks away. Slowly, quietly, invisibly. This is how people lose focus. This is how life starts drifting without direction. Reacting doesn't just steal your peace. It steals your future. Because when your energy is scattered, your attention breaks. When attention breaks, discipline disappears. And when discipline disappears, life slowly falls into autopilot. Think about how many times you felt tired, not because you worked hard, but because you were emotionally drained. Online arguments, endless explanations, silent anger, replay of conversations in your head at night. None of that moves your life forward. It only burns fuel. This is why strong people are very selective. They don't fight every battle. They don't correct every misunderstanding. They don't respond to every opinion. They choose. There are many things in life that simply do not deserve your energy. Online arguments are one of them. You will never change a stranger's mind in a comment section. You will only lose time, peace, and dignity. Misunderstanding people is another trap. Some people are not confused. They are committed to misunderstanding you. Explaining yourself to them is emotional self-harm. And then there are ego battles. Arguments that are not about truth, growth, or solutions, but about being right. Winning those battles costs you far more than losing them. This is where a new concept becomes important. Emotional boundaries. An emotional boundary is an invisible line you draw around your energy. It says, this matters to me, and this does not. It is not cold. It is not selfish. It is intelligent. Without boundaries, everyone has access to your emotions. With boundaries, only what truly matters gets your attention. Many people confuse boundaries with distance. But boundaries are not about pushing people away. They are about protecting what is inside you. You can care without engaging. You can understand without agreeing. You can listen without absorbing everything emotionally. Let me share a story that explains this clearly. There was a man who wanted to be understood by everyone. At work, with friends, with family, online. Whenever someone misunderstood him, he explained. Whenever someone criticized him, he defended himself. Whenever someone doubted him, he proved. He spent hours writing messages, replaying conversations, thinking about what he should have said differently. Over time, he became exhausted. He lost focus on his goals. He stopped growing. One day, he realized something painful. He wasn't tired because life was hard. He was tired because he was trying to be understood by people who were never listening. That was the moment everything changed for him. He stopped explaining to the wrong people. He stopped reacting to noise. He started investing his energy only where growth was possible. His work improved. His confidence returned. His peace became stable. Nothing outside changed. But his energy management changed everything. This is the shift you must make. Stop asking, should I react? Start asking, does this deserve my energy? Because not everything does. Some situations deserve silence. Some deserve distance. Some deserve no response at all. Here is a simple rule you can practice. If engaging will not bring clarity, growth, or peace, walk away. You are not here to win arguments. You are here to build a life. And a life cannot be built on constant emotional battles. The calm person always wins, but not loudly. They win quietly. While others are busy reacting, explaining, and proving, the calm person is building, focusing, and moving forward. They conserve energy. And energy, when protected, becomes power. Remember this insight, and let it guide your choices. You don't win by reacting to everything. You win by choosing what deserves you. And in the final part, you will learn how calmness becomes your identity, not just a skill, and how a non-reactive life creates deep, unshakable peace. Stay with me. At this point, this is no longer about tips or techniques. This is about who you decide to become. Because calm is not something you do sometimes. Calm is an identity. Most people say, I try to stay calm. But that still means reacting is their default. The real shift happens when you stop trying and start choosing. Not, I try to stay calm, but, I am someone who responds, not reacts. This identity changes everything. When calm becomes who you are, you don't need to fight yourself anymore. You don't need to remember rules in the middle of chaos. Your default becomes awareness. Your instinct becomes pause. Your strength becomes quiet. Let this sink in. Calm does not mean you feel nothing. It means you feel everything without losing yourself. Calm does not mean you accept disrespect. It means you don't let disrespect control your behavior. Calm is not weakness. Calm is mastery. It is the ability to stay centered when others fall apart. It is emotional leadership. And this identity is built daily, not in big moments, but in small ones. Here is a simple daily practice you can carry with you. Just 3 things. 1. Pause. When something triggers you, pause for 1 breath before doing anything. That breath is power. 1. Silence. Choose at least 1 moment each day where you do not respond, even when your ego wants to. Silence trains strength. And 1. Conscious response. When you do speak, let it come from clarity, not emotion. Speak because it adds value, not because you feel triggered. Do this every day, and something inside you will change. You will notice fewer regrets, deeper peace, stronger focus. People will feel your presence before your words. Life will stop feeling like a constant emotional battlefield. You don't need to prove anything anymore. You don't need to react to be seen. The calm version of you is already enough. If this message resonated with you, like this video if you choose peace over impulse. Subscribe to Inspire English Stories for more calm, clear English that strengthens both your mind and your life. And comment below, I choose calm over reaction. Remember this and carry it with you. The less you react, the more powerful your life becomes.